some alternative lending options that are available. So if those programs do not meet your needs as far as EIDL and the PPP, or if unfortunately you was not able to take advantage of the funding initially, rest assured, I just got an alert that it's in the process of being approved. So there will be some additional injections of funds into those programs. But if they still do not meet your needs, we're going to talk about some alternative lending options for you. And then lastly, we are going to finish up with talking about other business resources that are available to you as small business owners. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And how this is going to work is that I have this divided up into those three sections: the SBA current programs, an overview of other programs offered by SBA, the alternative lending options, and then the resource options. I'll stop after each section to take any questions that you may have. And please don't hesitate to ask whatever you like. So Nancy touched on the fact of the difference between the SBA and the SBDC and did a wonderful job. The only thing that I'd like to add to that is that the SBA, in addition to supporting us, supports several other agencies, entrepreneur development, advocacy services, and they help as far as providing access to capital. And we've seen that with the recent programs that have come out. So the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, EIDL, and the Paycheck Protection Program were programs that were funded through the CARES Act. Billions of dollars were injected into these. As of yesterday, on the 18th, when I created this presentation, those funds had been depleted. But as I had just mentioned, just got an alert that the bill is on its way to the Senate and hopefully on to the President for signing to have some additional injection of funding into these programs. I'm going to do an overview of the different programs so that if there's any questions that you may have or still clarity that you're seeking as far as if you may qualify for one of them as a small business owner, we can address those. So the Economic Injury Disaster Loan provides working capital loans for businesses that have been injured related to the coronavirus. So it's not a loan that is for businesses who are looking to start or even to expand their business, nor can it be used to pay old debts. It is used specifically for businesses who have been injured, who are needing funding to meet their day-to-day expenses and cover payroll. The intent of this is to keep the business in business. They can pay things like fixed debt, payroll, accounts payable, and other bills that they would not be able to pay because of lost revenue, because they're unable to access products that they need for inventory, or if they are unable to open their doors to receive customers if they're a retail location. But it is to keep the business in business. The Economic Injury Disaster Loan is for small businesses. So that small businesses are considered any business that has under 500 employees. That can be a sole proprietor as well, independent contractors, and self-employed persons. It also includes tribal businesses, 501c3 nonprofits, which include religious organizations, as well as 501c19 veteran organizations. If you are unsure if your business is a small business, you can go to the SBA.gov website to verify the size of your business, which is determined again by employees and revenues. This loan is up to $2 million for small businesses, independent contractors, sole proprietors, self-employed, tribal businesses. The interest rate is 3.75%. The rate is fixed. For nonprofits, which would be the 501c3s and 501c19s, the interest rate is 2.75% fixed. The loan terms are up to 30 years. The loan amount and the loan terms are both determined by the SBA. When an approval is sent out to the small business owner, both of those items will be addressed in the approval as far as what the amount is and what the term would be. You are not obligated to take the loan if it does not meet your needs, if it's not what you were expecting, or if you've found other types of financing. It is available to you up to 6 months before you would need to reapply. Once taking the loan, the payments are deferred for 11 months. So it's 11 months before a payment is even due on the loan. However, interest does still occur on the EIDL loan. A part of the EIDL loan was the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance. This advance was up to $10,000. It did not need to be repaid. It does still exist as far as part of the program, but it has been modified. Initially, when it came out, we anticipated business owners to receive their $10,000 within 72 hours. The modifications to this advance was that there would be $1,000 that would be given for every employee for that business, up to $10,000 or up to 10 employees. For sole proprietors and those LLC companies that are single 100% owned by one individual, that would be $1,000 that you potentially could receive with the Economic Disaster Loan Advance. I apologize, my screens keep moving forward on their own. The funds are now being dispersed once the loan has been reviewed and an approval has been provided. We were under the impression initially that this advance would be given whether the loan was declined or approved. We are waiting on clarity on that. However, again, you should anticipate if you've applied for the EIDL loan that you should also apply for the advance so that you might be able to take advantage of your $1,000 loan advance as well. In the meantime, while you're waiting for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, you do have an option to take advantage of what is called the SBA Express Bridge Loan. This bridge loan is provided by your local banking institution. They do need to be an approved SBA lender who does express loans to be able to offer this to you. It is for businesses that have been harmed in what would be considered a disaster declared by the president. And the coronavirus has been deemed an economic disaster throughout the whole United States. This bridge loan is up to $25,000. It does offer a fast turnaround time. It is repaid in part or in full once you receive your EIDL funds, and the loan term on this is up to 7 years. Another piece of funding that was provided by the coronavirus relief program was the Paycheck Protection Program. Unlike the EIDL loan, which is a direct funding from the SBA, the Paycheck Protection Program is a program that is offered by your local banking institution. It is 100% guaranteed by the SBA. It is to cover payroll costs for a small business up to $10 million. It is offered at a 1% interest rate, and these loans mature within 2 years. It's designed to provide a direct incentive for small businesses to keep their workers on payroll. It does have an option that for the first 8 weeks of the loan, after the loan has been presented to the small business owner and dispersed, that if during that 8 weeks after receiving funding, the small business uses the majority of that loan towards payroll, up to 75% of that, then that loan would possibly be forgiven. 25% of that forgiveness can still be for operating costs, payroll, rent, and mortgages. This does follow SBA guidelines, and your bank does have the option to instill their own rules with it. The bank that you would apply for this particular loan would be the bank that you have a banking relationship with. Not all banks are offering the Paycheck Protection Program, and so if your bank is not, you would need to find a bank, and there is a list provided on the SBA.gov website that shows you the different approved lenders that are offering the Paycheck Protection Program. It is a first come, first serve, so if you have not applied for the EIDL and the Paycheck Protection Program, Once those portals open back up for funding or your bank is accepting applications, you want to make sure that you get those applications in as quickly as possible. Applications for the Paycheck Protection Program will no longer be accepted after June 30th, 2020, or when the funds have been depleted. If you have questions about the EIDL program, the EIDL Advance, the Paycheck Protection Program, or the SBA Express Bridge Loan, feel free to reach out to the Disaster Customer Service for more information at the 1-800-659-2955 number, or you can also email them at disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. If you do not have if you don't have a question that requires immediate response, I would recommend just emailing the Disaster Customer Service. Waiting times for contacting the SBA are up to 2 hours. I'll stop here before we go into the different other lenders that are available to see if you have any questions.
And I should say, therefore, I'm not comfortable giving an amount to my function.
I have attempted to unmute all and it's not doing it. If you have a question and you are an attendee here, and you have a question, please click on the chat and put your question in the chat box, and I'll make sure that Ellen gets it. Okay, thank you. Ellen, if you want to continue, go ahead.
Okay. So lenders, so if you have not or are unable to take advantage of the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, there are other lenders that are available for you. The SBA itself has several other programs that are out there, and right now they are offering some wonderful benefits. If you currently have an SBA 7A, 504, or microloan, they are actually extending to small businesses the opportunity for them to have 6 months of their principal, interest, and fees waived on their loans. So if you do have an SBA loan, reach out to your current lender so that you can take advantage of having those payments paid for you by the SBA. If in fact you are seeking funding for a new SBA 7A, 504, or micro loan, SBA is also taking care of, I apologize, is also automatically paying the principal, interest, and fees on those new loans for 6 months. And those loans, they can be issued up to September the 27th, 2020. The SBA 7A is a working capital loan. If you're not familiar with it, the maximum loan amount is up to $5 million. It has various guaranteed levels on it, and that guarantee means that the SBA is standing behind you, supporting your small business, and that they are offering a guarantee that to the bank that if that business or your business were to fail, that they'll step in and they'll help out on recovering a partial portion of that loan. These loans can be up to 25 years if you are securing real estate for your business, and up to 10 years for equipment and working capital or inventory. The SBA does set the maximum interest rate for this program. However, the lenders are able to determine what is offered to you as a small business. Typically, it's prime plus 2.75%. The 504 loan program is a loan program that is generally used for purchasing real estate. It also has a loan cap of $5 million. It is typically a below market interest rate. The rates on this are fixed. It requires a low down payment. You work with your local banking institution as well as a community development corporation in helping to pull this loan together. The loan terms are 10, 20, and 25 years. And again, this is a longer term fixed asset loan with a fixed interest rate. Typically, these SBA loan products will have some upfront fee as well as a possible prepayment penalty. Other SBA products are very specific to targeted needs. So we have the export working capital for businesses that need additional working capital to support their export sales. We have the international trade loans, which are long-term loans to businesses that are expanding because of export sales or adversely affected by imports and need to modernize to meet foreign competition. They offer a Veterans Advantage loan that is available to businesses that are at least 51% veteran owned. And then CAP lines are umbrella programs that help small businesses meet short-term needs. All these programs offered by the SBA still exist. And so if you are in need of funding, don't forget about these SBA products that are still out there and available for you. And remember, there's 6 months worth of payments that will be covered with a new loan with SBA for the principal, interest, and fees. First Financial Bank is another local bank. Like other banks, offer SBA products, but they also have their own specialty products as well. First Financial Bank offers the BizFlex line of credit as well as the BizFlex term loan. These loans are to meet working capital and equipment needs up to $50,000. They do require a 700 Beacon score. The line of credit is a variable interest rate at prime plus 5, and the term loan is offered at a fixed interest rate. The maximum term is 5 years for the term loan. And you can't have a bankruptcy within the past 20, you can't have a bankruptcy, I apologize, within the last 5 years. And they do require a personal guarantee. In addition to these products offered at First Financial Bank, the BizFlex line of credit and BizFlex term loan, they do offer several other products for small businesses. One of the ways that they've tried to meet the needs of their business clients who are not able to meet that credit guideline of 700 Beacon score is by offering the microloan. The microloan is a program is provided to small businesses in partnership with the SBA. I am in charge of handling this program with the SBA. So if this is of interest to you, you'd reach out to me. It is a line of credit. It's for a loan amount up to $10,000. It is a variable interest rate of prime plus 2%, which currently the rate is at 5.75%. It is a 48-month term, so it is a short term. So you want to be mindful of what the monthly payment will be to make sure it doesn't impact your cash flow. The interest payments will be required during the draw period of this loan. So that's up to 6 months. And then after that, the rest becomes fully amortized at 48 months. So this is a great program if you're only needing a minimum amount of money for your business, and something that we can do for you pretty fast. I'm really excited about KeyBank. KeyBank does a lot within the community and a lot for small businesses. KeyBank offers several types of loans, lines of credits, terms loans, equipment financing, and leasing, and they even have a $5,000 relief loan program right now dealing with the issues of COVID-19. The lines of credit are designed for easy access, allows the borrower to borrow and repay back as they need. It's the ideal solution for those businesses that are dealing with seasonal cash flow, need to purchase some inventory, or to cover short-term working capital needs. The term loans are a little longer as far as the time frame that you have to repay them back. The payments vary based on the repayment options that are provided on this program, and they can be used for purchasing items needed for the business like equipment, leasehold improvements, or items needed for expansion. The equipment finance leasing program allows you to finance larger pieces of equipment on this program, offering lower interest payments and draw periods of which you can help as far as manage your cash flow. ECDI, the Economic Community Development Institute, is at your local microlender. ECDI is the third largest microlender in the United States. They are here in Columbus, Ohio. They serve the needs of small businesses who are looking to start as well as grow. They have, in lieu of the COVID-19, have come up with the recovery loan product. This loan product is available for startup businesses or businesses that have never applied with ECDI before, up to $20,000. For existing businesses, is up to $50,000, but this is just one of many products that is offered at ECDI. This particular product just requires that you have a business checking account, meet the guidelines of the SBA microloan. It has an interest rate of 6%, a fixed interest rate. It's a term loan, meaning that as you make the payments, part of that's going towards principal, part is going towards interest, and at the end of the term, the loan is paid in full. It's 69 months, 3 months of just interest-only payments, and the remaining 66 would include your principal and interest. For this recovery loan, you can reach out to recovery@ecdi.org. But as I mentioned before, they have several other programs that are available. So if you're needing a little more funding than this, that's not a problem. Just make sure that you reach out to them to let them know what your needs are. Kiva. Kiva is a crowdfunding platform that permits your friends and family, customers, and community to support you by lending you as little as $25 at a time. Kiva Columbus is now housed at the Small Business Development Center. One of the jobs that I do at the Small Business Development Center is the Capital Access Manager for Kiva. If this is a program that you're interested in and you have a great social media following, you've got friends and family that have told you for years you need to start your own business, and you have, and now you're needing their support, this would be the program you would like to look at. It is 0% interest. There is no fees on this loan. During this time, they've extended the loan amount from $10,000 to $15,000 and have implemented a 6-month grace period before payments will start. Anything that you need on the Kiva program, you would reach out to me at columbus@localkiva.org. I'll stop again if we have any questions. I will continue.
Go ahead.
Okay. So resources. So I didn't want to leave you without giving you the other resources that are available to you as a small business owner right now. The IRS. The IRS is offering.
Hey, Ellen.
Yes.
Sorry, this question's for you. So if you're doing a Kiva loan, how many people have to lend to you for that loan to be activated? Because I know it's a little bit kind of like a crowdsourcing and a loan at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes. So The amount of lenders that you would need for Kiva in the initial phase is determined by the amount of funding that you're approved for. Typically, that can be up to 15 to 25 individuals that you would have to engage in providing you funding for your loan request.
Okay. So, so basically, if you got approved for $1,000, maybe it would only request that 3 people help to partially fund that. But if you got approved for the 15, you might have to reach out to 20 people, or something along that lines.
Well, it will never be less than 10. So
Okay.
the 1,000 could be 10 to 15 that you would need to reach out to. And then up to 10,000, you could need 25 to 30.
Okay.
We provide guidance through the Kiva program. And so because we work with you from just even creating your platform, I always advise the clients that are coming through the Kiva program to go ahead and get their list together of individuals that they know will support them, so we can get that out the way quickly. Because there is 2 phases to Kiva. One is private funding, of which you are reaching out to your friends and family to have them support you. And then the other is public funding, of which individuals that are already on the Kiva platform as lenders can provide you funding, as well as other corporations that are providing matching dollars for participants coming through the Kiva program.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the information.
Yes.
Before we go on, I do want to let everyone know, as host, I have allowed unmuting. So if you do have questions, you can unmute your mic and ask your question, okay? Thank you so much.
So the IRS, I'm just so pleased the IRS is giving back, right? If you haven't gotten your stimulus check, it's on the way. So one of the things that they have done is the coronavirus tax relief and economic impact payments, which is that $1,200 that everyone's supposed to receive if you're under a certain income level, $500 for each dependent that's 16 years or younger. And they've started sending those funds out. A lot of people had questions about when am I getting my check? Well, if you had filed your taxes, be it 18 or 19, and the IRS had your banking account information, many of you have already received your check. If you haven't and you've updated that information, you will be getting your check soon. They've moved on to those that are receiving Social Security and disability, of which they have their banking information already, will be receiving their checks. And then if you did not provide or have not filed your taxes and the IRS has your banking account information, you will be mailed a check. And they're going to be mailing those checks based on the revenue. So used to talking business language. Based on your income. So that information is provided on the the IRS website as far as how they'll be dispersing those funds that are coming out in checks. And those checks will be dispersed all the way through September of this year. Another thing the IRS did was extend filing deadlines, which I think is great. So the filing deadline for normally filing our taxes is April the 15th. And with that, a lot of small business owners have set up a payment arrangement or plans for any monies that they needed to pay the IRS for their self-employment tax. That has actually been extended, and you can cancel any payments that you have set up to be paid on April the 15th, as long as you cancel that by April 13th. And the due date for filing as well as payments is through July 15th. If you are unable to still make payments by July 15th, just be sure to set up a payment arrangement with the IRS. 2 things that the IRS is offering to small business owners is a sick leave and family leave credit, as well as an employee retention credit. These credits are being provided if the employer was covering any type of related health care plans, was covering sick leave for their employees, and the employer's share of Medicare taxes. This is for coverage that the employers provided from April 1st through December 31st that they will receive a credit. The employee retention credit was for eligible employers so that they can claim employee retention up to 50% of $10,000 in qualified wages. Those wages include the health plan expenses as well. And this is from March 12th through January 1st, 2021. These two credits are only available to small businesses if they did not take advantage of the PPP program. So when you're looking at these programs, the PPP and the EIDL, you want to make sure that you're consulting as a small business owner with your accountant to make sure that you are actually taking advantage of the best program that is right for you. I'm sorry, my screen keeps advancing on me. So the IRS is giving back. I think that's wonderful to see these credits, these extended deadlines, and the relief checks. The state of Ohio is doing the same. The state of Ohio has also extended the deadlines for payments for Ohio individual income tax, school district income tax, pass-through entity, and fiduciary income tax, as well as municipal net profit taxpayers. As long as you have signed up in the state centralized filing system to pay these items, the due dates have been extended from April the 15th through June 15th. And that is an extension without any type of interest or penalties being charged to the small business owner. So that's great. Franklin County has been really involved as far as making sure that they are addressing the needs of the small business community. They gave a significant amount of funding to ECDI, the microlender that I mentioned earlier on, to help small businesses. So that's why I had mentioned to you about ECDI, that if you are having challenges or wasn't able to receive funding from the EIDL or the PPP, your county has provided dollars to the Economic Community Development Institute, ECDI, to help small businesses. So make sure that you take advantage of that. They also provided the COVID-19 toolkit. This toolkit provides information for various agencies, things that are going on within the community. Some of the things that they've highlighted are like Franklin County procurement. So if you're looking at doing business with the county, they're showing and representing different job opportunities that are out there. Economic development and planning, job and family services, where they're highlighting different things and programs that can help you right now if you've had a reduction in income. There's so many other resources that are there and links and information. You can download this toolkit at the Commissioners FranklinCountyOhio.gov/SEBE. It is a great toolkit with a lot of good information there. One of the things that came out of the CARES Act was the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. And I know there's been whispers about this, but it does exist. It is happening through Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. And there you can find out more information about it. They will be creating a new portal of which those that have been impacted by COVID-19 that traditionally would not be able to take advantage of unemployment will be able to do so. That would be individuals that are self-employed, independent contractors, those that have been unable to work because they don't have a daycare facility to take their children to, or their job shut down. They will now also be able to take advantage of these benefits, but they need to do so only through this portal that is being created. The portal will not be in effect until mid-May. You can only apply for these unemployment insurance benefits through this portal. It will be the standard unemployment amounts in addition to $600 extra a week. It is available, or it goes into effect January the 27th. So it already went into effect, even though this portal hasn't been completely developed yet, through December the 31st, 2020. Though the portal has not been created, the funds will be retroactive back to the date of eligibility. The $600 will be available from March 29th through July 25th. Individuals that apply through this portal for this unemployment insurance through the CARES Act has up to 39 weeks of benefit that they're able to receive. And that's only through December 26, 2020. If you are a small business and you have a warehouse or retail space or where you have your employees come, you want to be aware of the protections and coverage that you need to provide to your employees that also then protects you. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OFA, offers a wonderful 35-page booklet that covers all the different topics you could think of around safety and protection related to COVID-19, how an outbreak could affect the workplace, steps to reduce workers' risk, and classifying workers' exposure, just a few of the topics that are in that workbook. If you do have a location of which you operate out of and you have employees, I encourage you to download this booklet for guidance and advice. As a small business owner, if you have a product or a service that you think that right now the government would be able to take advantage of, be that federal, state, local, or your city agency, please make sure that you register to be a vendor for them and you look at any contract opportunities that are available. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, does have opportunities available for businesses that can provide medical supplies. If you go to FEMA.gov/coronavirus/how-to-help, you will see there opportunities for small businesses to be able to provide quotes to sell their products to the federal government, as well as for businesses that are in a position where they can donate. They provide a link for that as well. Franklin, the state of Ohio, in addition to providing the wonderful resource, the Small Business Development Center, they also have several other agencies that provide services to small business. The Ohio PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Center, is another agency that helps with businesses are seeking to do government on a federal level, state, city, and local. They are offering some great webinar series in regards to procurement opportunities, federal contracting, and so forth. If you have an interest in participating in any of those classes, you can reach out to hopkins1@ohio.edu. As I mentioned before, KeyBank is a great bank and a wonderful resource for small businesses, not only for the banking services that they offer in the loan programs, but also for the support that they provide specifically to women. KeyBank has Key for Women, which is a great organization I've participated in the past. During these times right now, we all want to look at different ways that we can still stay in contact and support each other as small businesses. I encourage you to reach out to the groups like the Grove City Chamber here, organizations like Key for Women, NABO, other agencies to help support you during this time. Key for Women offers some phenomenal webinars and group meetups to help keep you encouraged. Columbus, Ohio is full of wonderful resources available for small businesses like the Grove City Chamber. You have so many other things that are available to you. Before we started the call, we was talking about offline the Women's Business Center. Women's Business Center is a great a resource located at ECDI, the Economic Community Development Institute, the microlender I mentioned. You have SCORE Columbus. The City of Columbus is supporting small business. Franklin County Board of Commissioners providing that COVA toolkit. We have Rev One, who's got some great classes going on right now. Of course, that's the Small Business Development Center. Ohio Development Services Agency offers programming for minorities and women through the Minority Business Assistance Center. And then PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance, is offering the webinars that I mentioned earlier. So we are all here to support you during these times and past these times. And whatever stage of business that you're in, we're here. So if you have any additional questions or needs of us, you can reach out to us by emailing us at sbdc@scsc.edu or calling us at the 614-287-5294. You also can find the information, this presentation recorded where the slides aren't going forward as they have been throughout the whole presentation on our website under COVID-19. You can also find their checklists, document checklists for the EIDL and the PPP programs that are out there right now. Webinars on our website under events to help you as far as you try to navigate forward from where we're at right now. And thank you.
Great. Could you bring up the last slide that you had with the contact information? Yes, no? Does anybody have any questions? If you do, I've given everybody the ability to unmute. If not, I'd like to close our portion of it, and we are here for you at the Small Business Development Center at Columbus State Community College. You can visit our website, as she said. If you click on the COVID-19 link, and when you get to our website, there's tons of information in regards to the EIDL loan program. We even have a video that walks you through that initial application process. And if you go into events, some really awesome videos on YouTube that you can link up to. You can email us at sbdc@csc.edu or give us a call if you have a need. Bruce is manning that line, and he will gladly connect you up with that individual best suited to meet your need. With that, I want to say thank you so much to Sean for this invite to participate. There's one more session coming up, and with what's happening in the EIDL and PPP right now, we'll probably provide you an update. But as Ellen shared, it will probably not happen overnight because it still has to be approved by the House, and the president has to approve it, and then if there's any nuances being added to it, that needs to be. That update I think we'll give you on Friday the 24th, along with moving your business forward in the future. I think what Mike shared Monday, that a new form of business is on its way, so we need to look at that and be prepared. Now is the time to prepare because things, they are changing. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Well, thank you, Nancy, and Ellen, thank you so much. What a really wonderful presentation. For those of us who aren't working in the financial realm of things as deeply as you do every day, to make the complex seem simple is quite a task, but you did a great job, and I thank you very, very much for being part of our series. Keep your eye on the Chamber website and your email to our members, I'm speaking particularly. You'll be finding all kinds of wonderful speakers in this presentation series. We just got a confirmation as I was listening to this from State Representative Laura Lanise, who will be talking with us here in just a couple of weeks. So we've got all kinds of interesting things, from the fun to the informative and in between. If you have information that you'd like to share with our membership, please let me know, and we'd be glad to try to get you onto our schedule. So with that, I think we can close. Thank you all for being part of this. Look forward to seeing you on some of our future presentations. And thank you again to the SBDC, to Nancy, my friend and partner here, and to Ellen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Be blessed.